So Democrats in Denver retired Congresswoman Diana DeGette last night, ending her 29-year career in Congress, replacing her with the Democratic Socialist Melat Kiros. Our Kyle Clark is here to discuss how DeGette went from the safest incumbent in Colorado to out of a job.
And Kyle, the enthusiasm gap in this race was huge.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I mean, Phil was there last night covering the DeGette watch party. He knows. Even before the first results came in, Diana DeGette's election night watch party had all of the excitement and anticipation of the waiting room at a colonoscopy center. While across town, Melat Kiros' crowd was popping confetti cannons, dancing, chanting her name. It's not just two views of election night parties. It was two views on how to campaign and how to legislate.
I strive every day to be the quintessential legislator, passing bills of my own design and collaborating with colleagues on both sides of the aisle to make a better society for all Americans. Sadly, in our toxic political climate, there seems to be little room for that type of politician anymore.
Everybody and their mother around the country is asking me how you won. How'd you win?
We won because we organized the people of this city, and we've seen time and time again that organized people beats organized money. Despite the millions that they poured into this race, we talked to our neighbors, we talked to our coworkers and friends, knocked on over 115,000 doors, made 500,000 calls across the entire city to make sure we could get out the vote, and we delivered.
This race was over from the first ballot drop last night. If you were watching 9 News, we told you at about 7:05. Kiros was up 2 percentage points. The returns were only going to get better for her from there. Understandably, Diana DeGette was likely upset about her career coming to an end. That takes time to process. But she made the choice not to come to her watch party last night to speak to her supporters and her staff. She instead sent a message on social media saying, "No concession tonight," and then put out a video statement after that. Coming up at 5 o'clock, I will speak with both Melat Kiros and Attorney General Phil Weiser, who is the Democratic nominee for governor, about some of Kiros' comments about Israel and about the firebombing of Jews in Boulder. Weiser takes big issue with that. I took it to Kiros. We'll talk about that at 5.
Well, looking forward to that. I got to tell you, at that campaign last night, I've covered a lot of campaigns, and even when candidates lose, the people in that room support that candidate. And the campaign manager came over to us and said, "It's not going to be called tonight. She's not going to speak." And we know full well what was happening in that race.
I mean, there are lots of candidates that know that they are going to get shellacked on election night, and you still throw a party, not because you think you're going to win, but to thank the people who worked for you and who supported you. And you come and you say, "Hey, listen, we gave it a try. We lost the Democratic race for governor in Wyoming by 72 points, but we gave it a try, And I think, everybody understands, it's difficult to see the end of a life chapter close. And no doubt it was very difficult for Diana DeGette to see a chapter of her life close. But there are people who were there last night for her.
I know.
There was one guy I spoke to. There's one guy who's 30 years he supported her. He even served on the campaign at one point. And I feel like that guy, deserved to give her a hug last night and say, "Hey, sorry about the loss, but anyways."
Maybe there will be a party. Maybe they'll put something together.
Point.
There will be a tribute, right? She's been in Denver politics for a long time. It wasn't last night. Maybe there will be something down the road. But yeah, I mean, you feel for those folks who were there, right? They poured themselves into her career. They also came up short last night, and And then at the end of the night, it was just like you and the bartender there, and then the bartender left?
4 journalists and the bartender, and she left before we did, so.
Yeah, hope you got served.
Yeah, we did not. We were working. All right, Kyle, thanks.
Thank you.